Today, we're going to find out if ClaudeAI can make us a fully custom FiveM script. I think this is going to be pretty interesting. So today I'm going to be using two main things. We're going to be using ClaudeAI on Visual Studio Code, this thing right here, because this will actually allow Claude access to our FiveM server. So it should be able to actually make the entire script for us and refer to our FiveM server. And the best bit is you can still do this for free, and Visual Studio literally costs nothing. And then obviously I've gone and set myself up a FiveM server. However, I haven't made a Cubicle or ESX or Qbox server. I've gone ahead and made a really basic CFX default server because I don't want anything to mess up the AI. We're literally going to give AI the most basic empty server to see what it can do. Now, I'm going to ask AI to make 3 different scripts for us today. We're going to be asking AI to make us what I think is maybe a pretty basic ask. A loading screen, that's the most basic one. And then we're going to be asking it to make us a spawn selector. And then the final one, which I really don't know if this is going to work, we're going to be asking Claude to make us a standalone housing script. And I have no idea how it's even going to do that. So first things first, let's get our environment set up to see if Claude can even do it. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've opened up Visual Studio Code that you guys can see right here. On the right hand side, I have our Claude Code plugin. This is what should be able to actually directly access our FiveM server. And on the left here is where we're going to open our FiveM server. Now we can open it just like we would in File Explorer. So all we've got to do is get our FiveM server directory on our own PC and open it in Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my FiveM server file directory by going here, and I'm going to right click in File Explorer and click copy address as text, and we'll go over back to Visual Studio Code, go to File and Open folder. It'll bring up our File Explorer and I'll paste on in our directory. It's going to bring us right here to our FiveM server, and I'm just going to click Select Folder. And now we've actually got our entire FiveM server open and running in Visual Studio Code. So the AI should be able to see everything in our FiveM server, including our default scripts and our basic ones, our server.cfg. So as far as I'm aware, it should be able to make everything for us without us having to do anything. For example, it should be able to make us a folder, add all the scripts, add all the lines, go over to our server.cfg and ensure anything we need. So this is going to be pretty interesting. So let's get right into it. Let's go to Claude and ask it to make us that first script, the custom loading screen. And let's just say, I want you to make me a fully custom FiveM loading screen. This is my FiveM server. And I'm pretty sure if we press enter now, it should be able to pull all the context on the left and make us a loading screen. So let's press enter and see what happens. Okay, and we've done it. And it is going through now. Apparently, as you can see, it will help us build a fully custom loading screen, but first it's exploring our server structure. So it's doing exactly what I just said. It's actually going through our entire server directory to understand what it is, and it should be able to make us a server script. So this is actually pretty exciting. And there you go. Your server structure is clear. A standard FiveM server setup, which it is, a standalone resources folder where the loading screen should live. Before he builds it, it's going to ask us a couple of design choices. So it's generally ours and not generic. That's pretty cool. So here it said, what's the name of the brand or the server to display on our loading screen? I'm going to do HT Network because that's the name of my company. Obviously, you guys could do whatever you wanted. So we'll select HT Network. Now it's asking what visual style we want for the loading screen. Do you want a dark neon, which is apparently recommended, a full loading screen background slideshow, or a minimal clean one? Apparently it recommends a dark neon, so we'll go with what it recommends. Now it's asking what features should we include in a loading screen. A music player, a service of social info, loading tips. We all want music, right? And then we'll do loading tips and a live load progress. Seems pretty good to me. And we'll click submit answers. And now I guess it's going to go ahead and build it. Okay, so it's doing something. You can see it said it has what it needs, and now it's building a dark neon HT Network loading screen with a music player, rotating loading tips, and a live progress bar wired into FiveM's real loading events. This knows more than me at this point. It's going to make it fully self-contained, a CSS animated background, no required downloads, so it works the moment you start the server. you can see it's creating the resource for us. It's doing everything for us. This is completely different to what we've done before. Okay, it's done apparently. It has made us a fully custom HT network loading screen built and wired into the server. This is what it's made. It's given us a sort of overview. So we've got an animated neon background, HT network title with neon glow, flicker, and gradient with HT network on the tagline. A live progress bar hooked into FiveM's real loading events, and it lists some of the exports, rotating loading tips, and a music player. Apparently, it's done everything for us. So we've got all the files we needed. It's even made a README, and it's got what we needed to ensure on our server.cfg. And now it tells us how to customize it. So drop these into the assets folder. And then it gives us some easy edits. Loading tips are at the top of the script. To start your server, it will automatically load in. Do you want me to also add Discord social links? You didn't select that earlier, but I left room for it in the layout. This is pretty cool. So if we go to our server.cfg and we have a look right here, you can see it's actually done it really well. It's actually organized it. You can see, for example, hashtag custom HTML loading screen. So we know what it is. It's made titles and it's ensured it. And now if we go into Standalone, I think it's right here. HTN loading screen. So now we can look through everything. It's made an FX manifest with the author as HT network. This is, I have no idea what I'm looking at. And yeah, this is, I guess, the FiveM server, but it's also apparently made us a README somewhere. So we should be able to see that under assets. Here we go, README. Drop these files in this folder to customize. All are optional. The loading screen works without them. That's pretty cool. So to add background music, we need to name the file music.mp3. Plays music automatically on the loading screen. Use any mp3 file. If missing, the music player hides itself. So it can be named anything. So we need to put it in here, I guess. So I do actually have some music that I use for editing videos that are also copyright free, believe it or not. We'll use one of these. I have no idea what these are. We'll use Pink Vortex. We just drag it into assets, I guess. Okay, there we go. It's in our assets folder, and a logo above the title, transparent PNG. Okay, I have a HT network logo we can use, so we'll drag and drop that in through one of my many folders. Okay, I have a PNG HT network logo. I don't know if it needs to be named anything. It doesn't say, to be honest with you, but we'll drag and drop that into assets here too. And then optional full screen background photo. If missing, the animated dark neon background is used alone. We'll just leave that as it is. Apparently, it'll just use an animated one. It says to restart it or just restart the server. So I think we're done. So let's start the server on up and see what this loading screen looks like. So let's see, first of all, I guess, if it even launches. Okay, it has. But you can see right here, we've already got an issue. Warning, could not find file music.mp3, the logo, or the background. So it actually does need to be named those specific things. I don't think it really specifies that, to be honest with you, but okay, we'll rename them real quick. So this needs to be called logo. So we'll rename that to logo. And then the music needs to be called music.mp3. So we will rename this one to music. Okay, there we go. And we'll give our server a restart and now see if it loads without these errors. Okay, there you go. Now it's loading, and the only thing that doesn't work is that background, which we didn't add in. So I guess that makes sense, but it says it should work anyway. And if we go to our resource monitor, we should be able to see that it is also loading. Okay, yeah, it is running. So we should be good to go now and join our FiveM server and see a fully custom loading screen made with AI. Okay, so this is literally the moment of truth. We are about to join our FiveM server on our own PC and see a fully custom loading screen apparently. So let's click connect and see what we get. Okay, and it's actually working. The music's working. I just had to pause that. You guys probably can't hear it. But look at this. We have the logo. We have the name. It's glowing. Rolling server rules. Actually working loading screen. It's got a neon background. Wow, I'm actually blown away. That's really cool. But obviously we've loaded into a basic server now. However, that worked. That literally worked. You guys saw it. I saw it. It worked. Everything was working fine. Wow, that's actually crazy. And I guess if we check our server console, we have no errors. Everything's working. Okay, fair play, Claude. You're doing pretty well. Okay, so I guess we don't really need to do anything. It made us a custom loading screen. So let's move on to the next test, which was a fully custom spawn selector. Now, in my opinion, I think this is going to be harder to make. I've never really seen that many standalone spawn selectors, to be honest with you. And let's see if ClaudeAI can actually do it, because obviously we have no plugins or anything like that, like a database for a cubicle with characters. So I don't know how this is going to work, but let's ask it. So now make me a fully custom standalone spawn selector. Let's press enter and see what it does. Okay, so straight away it said that a custom spawn selector needs to integrate cleanly with the spawn manager that we already run. It's going to check how apparently it handles spawning, so the resources take over correctly without fighting them. That knows way more than me. I literally know nothing about making scripts, and I'm sure most of you don't. Maybe about one or two of you that are developers, so I'm sure you cringe at what I'm saying, but I have no idea. This sounds like what it's doing is correct. Okay, so by the looks of it, it's now making the script. It's apparently understood the integration fully. It's checked our server and map start. It exposes something. I have no idea, but apparently now, so the selector will register an auto spawn callback that opens a cinematic camera with NUI and then spawns via player spawn on confirm. Let me build it matching the same neon theme at the loading screen. So we're already going to get design consistency, so that's pretty cool. But you can see here now it's just made us an FX server manifest under standalone under HTN spawn selector, and now it's making a client Lua, an index.html. It's doing so many things. This is crazy. Okay, so apparently it is done. Right here it says it has now made us a fully custom standalone spawn selector. It's built and wired in, and it matches the loading screen. And then it's made the file, so it should be here under standalone. Okay, so let's close these so it's not confusing. HTN spawn selector. Here it is. We've got a client.lua with pre-selected spawn locations. I have no idea how it knows where these are, but we've got Legion Square, Vespucci Beach, Ellis Airport, Mirror Park, Sandy Shores, Palito Bay, and Vinewood Hills. Preview locations. This is mad. FX manifest. Has it got a readme this time? I don't think it does, but let's start it up first and see if it even works. So let's go to our server. We'll give our server a restart, and we should see the script load in. Yeah, it's loaded in. Resource HTN spawn selector has loaded in. Okay, and for some reason our server took a little longer to start then. I don't really know why, but it didn't seem like it was our script that caused that issue, but it's running. No errors, nothing. So if we go to resource monitor, I think it's running. Yeah, both of them are running. HTN loading screen, and now HTN spawn selector with no errors. So is there another spawn script that was running before? Okay, spawn manager is still running. That's interesting. So let's join the server and see if this is working now. This is crazy. Okay, moment of truth. We'll join the server. We'll see our custom loading screen again, and again it's working. Okay, we're loading in. Whoa. What? Okay, wait. Vespucci Beach? This is mad. I did not expect this. This is so cool. We've got Ellis Airport. We've got Mirror Park. And the cameras all work. This is so cool, the way it dynamically goes between things. Palito Bay and Vinewood Hills. Even all the camera locations are correct. The only thing I can see is there's some sort of bug here with a black box behind the spawn selection. But besides that, it seems fine. And it says we can navigate with our keys, which we can. We can click preview, click for a preview. I don't know. Oh, okay, I see. So we click them for a preview, but that's the same thing. So that's interesting. We got no logo this time, just says HT Network, but hey, it's the same theme. The only thing I would say is it does look slightly like low quality, like the buttons. I don't know how, but they seem a little bit pixely. Yeah, and the only issue is that black box behind them, but I guess we just click spawn. So we click spawn here, we spawn in, and it works. Wow, that's mad. So yeah, fair play. I do want to see if they can fix that issue with the black box behind the spawn buttons, and maybe we'll see if they can do last location spawn, but let's see if we can fix that issue first. So let's go back to Claude, tell it the issue, and see if it can fix it. Okay, we're back at Claude. I think I'm just going to tell it simply. So press enter. Let's see what it does. I don't know how it's going to even work this out, but I guess it will. It's done everything else so far really well as well. So, okay, it's thinking, it's doing whatever, it's philosophizing, it's marinating. Let's see what it comes back with. If you guys are looking to set up your next FiveM server without using AI to make dodgy broken FiveM scripts, be sure to check out my company, htnetwork.one. You can get yourself a fully modded auto-install FiveM server that you can set up in one click on your own PC as well as VPS server hosting for really, really competitive prices, all in the link down in the description below at www.htnetwork.one. Okay, so that's the classic FiveM CEF issue, apparently, the classic one. Over a transparent NUI, pages render a solid black boxes, nothing, something. This fixes to drop black box filter on the location cards and use a slightly more opaque glass fill instead. Let me check where it's used. And okay, removing it, fixed. The black box was, it's fixed. So all we got to do now is load back in and it should be fixed. So let's give our server a restart once more. Let's join the server again and see if that black box issue is fixed. Okay, we're loading in, but it's working. The black box issue is gone. Okay, fair enough. This is crazy. So, and then we can just spawn and I guess it works. So yeah, we spawned in. Wow. Fair enough, ClaudeAI. That is absolutely crazy. And even the theme matches, the way the camera goes back and forth, I am pretty impressed. So this script that I said to make for the last one, which was a standalone housing script, I think it might just actually ace that. So I guess we go and see if it can do that now. Okay, back at our old faithful friend ClaudeAI. So now let's say, now I want a fully custom standalone housing script. I don't really know what I'm doing, but we'll press enter. I think this is going to be difficult because we don't really have like a money system unless it just doesn't use money. Yeah, I have no idea how it's going to do this, but okay, so it's given us like this options thing again. A standalone housing script is a meatier system than the last two, apparently, which, yeah, we obviously understood because that was our idea. It needs persistence, saving who owns across restarts, a way for players to have money to buy with, interiors to walk in. Since you have no framework, I'll build those pieces standalone too. I don't think it's going to be able to do this. This seems like it's going to like mess it all up. So how should house ownership and money be saved across restarts? A JSON file recommended. Okay. Do you have money economy system or should I build one? Build a standalone one. Which housing feature do you want? Buy and sell houses, lock and unlock keys, enter, exit, interiors. Yeah, give me this all. Admin house creation and psh, yeah. Click submit answers. Why is it even asking these things? Of course I want this, but okay, so it's been going at it for a while. You can see 213 seconds. Real housing system has several moving parts, so it's going to lay out the architecture before writing it. So this one is definitely that final test that we were talking about. Okay, so here we are. Apparently, it's done, and it's done a lot of stuff. So, done. Your fully custom standalone housing system is built and wired in, and everything is at standalone under HTN housing. And everything's wired into our server.cfg, apparently. Yeah, here it is. I thought it needed to do other stuff, but I guess it's all made it here. I have no idea. But okay, what it does, we got our money system. Every player gets cash and bank, starts 5k at cash, 75k bank, save to thing. A neon money HUD sits at the top right. Buy and sell, walk to a house's door, press E for sales. For sale houses, show a purchase model. Okay, lock and keys. Instance interior. Okay, persistence. Okay, and blips. First things we need to do is make ourselves admin. Server.cfg new admins. Yeah, get your license with get players identifiers in the console and then add to our server.cfg. Okay, we can do that. We can add ourselves as admin. And then it says test an interior. Okay. And then commands. Okay, well, let's add ourselves as admin and load in and see if anything's even working. HTN housing started with no errors, and now we're just waiting for our server to start. You can see it's taking a while again. It did that when we added our loading screen, so let's wait for a minute, see if it boots, and see if there's any errors. Okay, so our server has started. 0 errors. That's good, but you can see for once our CPU usage has actually gone up, so it seems to be using a bit more. So I guess now what's left to do is join the server and see if there's even work. If there's work, then I think I'm going to explode. Okay, and we've spawned in, and I'm not sure if you guys can see, in the top right-hand corner of my screen is a cash and a bank sign. So I think somehow it is working, which is scary. And on the map is legitimate houses to buy. This is mad. Okay, so it says to test the commands like give money, ID, amount 1. I don't really know how you get your ID. Get your license. I don't really know how that works. Give money. I don't know how this is going to work. Slash give money. And then it says ID and I guess we're 1, right? And then 10,000. It worked. We just got 10,000. Okay, this is crazy. Why is it working? This is mad. Okay, well, let's go buy a house. Let's go buy this one here, I guess. So 70 grand, we can afford that. Let's go buy it. Let's go steal a car and drive our way over there. Okay, I'm at the beach, and apparently the property to buy is somewhere here, but there's no house here. Okay, interesting, but there is a green blip, so I guess buy the Spoochie Beach condo. Okay, purchase. It worked. And now we have a home, and it's changed to a home, but I don't think this is a home. To manage your home. Enter. We're in a house. Wow. It's worked. Guys, it's actually worked. AI somehow made a standalone script, but yeah, you can see we're not at the beach, but fair play. It worked. I don't know why it's used this but hey, we've got a house and a banking system, and it works. This is crazy. Okay, so we leave the house, I guess. It's also just so well made. We can unlock, we can sell. Should we sell it? Okay, we sold it, and now the housing's back on the market. What the hell? Let's go try another script. Maybe we'll try one of the ones up here, because this is actually where a house is. So, okay, we'll go drive up there and see if this works, but I'm already shocked that it's working like this at all. Okay, so we're about to pull up to the house, and it's somewhere here. Whoa. It's a house. There's a physical house here, and the blip we can use. It's right here. It's actually at the door. I don't know how it knows this. This is 140 grand, so I guess we use our command to give money again, right? Okay, we've got 100 grand. Now we should be able to afford this house. So press E to buy, purchase, and it works. The only thing I don't like is this. You can see it's unlocked, so we click unlock. Okay, that's broken. Okay, now we found an issue, but I was impressed at the moment. Okay, so I just had to restart the script. I don't know what happened here, but it seems when we click unlock, we get stuck in some context menu. That's interesting. I guess besides that, it works. I just have to keep restarting our script to make it work again. So if I restart it again, you guys will see that it actually seems to be okay. So if I restart the housing, we get out of the here, but we still got the home. So the actual like consistency is working. We click enter. There. We enter our home. Wow. Okay, so coming back on over to Claude, we'll do when I lock or unlock my house, I get stuck. The menu disappears, but then I can't move and my mouse is stuck on the screen like I am in a menu. Apparently, it's found the fix. The lock and unlock give key buttons release the menu visually, but the Lua never releases the NUI focus. So the cursor input stays locked, and even though the menu is gone. Apparently, it's fixed it. Now we just got to restart our server, join back, and try again, and it should work. This is slightly horrifying. Okay, so I've loaded back in. We're back in the server, and you can see we still own this house. Our money has saved, so we'll go over to the house and see if that menu bug still happens. So again, let's go steal an NPC's car. Okay, we're arriving back at the house, minus the road traffic collision. I think we just killed someone. No, he's alive. He's just chasing after us. We might have to fight this person very quickly. Oh no, he's given up. Anyway, we've arrived at the house. We still own it. Money is still consistent. Let's go over to this little bluey green dot. Manage home. Unlock. It works. Okay, we're no longer stuck in the menu. List says it's unlocked. Lock. Give key, sell, enter. And it works. Wow. That's actually crazy. So yeah. So there you guys have it. You can actually indeed use ClaudeAI to pretty much build you what it seems like at this point is a fully custom standalone FiveM server. And I'm sure you could do the same thing with any other framework. Maybe it gets a little bit more complicated, but yeah, this is crazy. You may actually need to go ahead and buy the custom Claude versions where you get more tokens to be able to do stuff like this. But even with the free one, I reckon you can do some really, really cool stuff. So there you guys have it. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to check out my company, htnetwork.one. If you guys are looking for server hosting, we do server hosting for your FiveM servers and pretty much any other game. We also make a really cool local host control panel, as well as pre-made auto-install FiveM server packages that are made without AI by a really, really talented developer. And I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Cheers and goodbye.